everyone here. Amazing. Hang on, I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to open up my own doodah thingy on the computer to my right, so I can try and watch this in real time and read the comments off the big screen. It may not be working. Oh, it is, yeah. Right, so I'll try and watch this in real time on the computer. I can see what's going on. I'm looking away from the camera, but I can see big writing. It's much easier. So, hello, Paulie. How are you? Hope you're well. Hello, Tom Daly. How are you? Hope you're well too. Laser Capri. Good evening. How are you? And Mark and Stephen. Everyone, happy Friday. This is much easier. It's very strange. Oh, this is really odd. I'm not sure I can deal with that because it's big writing, but looking at myself, turning away from myself with a slight delay is really bizarre. Oh gosh, this is very odd. 18 people here already. Bon Scott, crikey, hello. I'll move slightly more into shot. Adjusting the iPad a tiny weeny bit. How is everybody? Hope you're having a good day. And Scottish car enthusiast. Hello, Davey. Hope you're well. Oh, this is weird. Oh, this is even odder. I'm now realizing that the comments come up faster on the computer screen than they do on the iPad that's actually broadcasting. That's really odd. Hello, Sheldon. How are you? Oh, I've got to turn off. That's too weird. I can't do that. No. So much for my grand plan. That did not work. I got the night shift on tonight. Oh, well, at least you're working. That's the positive out of that. Any word on the W124 E280 manual state? Yeah, after I reviewed the W124 recently, Paulie did highlight a advert on a repossession channel on eBay where the perfect 124 was for sale, but I just don't have any spare cash at the moment, and I don't have anywhere to put it either, so I had to let it go. I've put an elastic band across the screen to try and stop the iPad falling off the tripod, but it's blocking the text. Hello, Jimmy. Hope you're well. Hope you got the hats. The hats turn up, Jimmy. I will say this very quickly. Thank you to everybody who has bought one of the new grey hats and everyone who's bought one of the previous black hats. We have plenty more of these in stock. A new bag of them turned up today. And I wondered if I could get your opinion. This is one I got as a trial in yellow. What does everyone think of the yellow hat? Is this a yes or a no? So yeah, the question a second there, apart from the hat, was what was tonight's choice of beverage? This is a slightly unusual one. This is cake and beer all in one. Coco Noco, coconut mocha milk stout, which I was given for my birthday last year actually, and never got around to drinking it. It's a little bit Scottish, from the Drygate Brewing Company. It's a little bit sour actually. Well, I was expecting it to be a lot sweeter. It's more like a bitter cocoa rather than a sweet chocolate, which is what I was expecting. Jimmy got the hats today. Brilliant. Glad they arrived safely. I had to rather put them in two different envelopes because I thought if I put them in one together, it would put it over the width of the large letter and you might get a fine when they arrive. Hello, David. Hope you're well. It's green. Does it look green on camera? It's yellow in real life. It's called mustard on the menu. What do I have against blue hats? Nothing at all. I just liked the yellow one. Grey and black are fairly neutral, and they will kind of go with anything, and so it's a default easy choice. If you can only stock a limited number of colours, then grey and black or black and black are the easy ones. Can I do a Suzuki Alto Mark III? Yeah, I'd love to. Just gotta find one. Oh, Rickett, the question is, this is a one-off trial. I got a new batch of grey hats in the post today, so I can sort of send out to people who are buying the hats. There's a link down in the description to a PayPal-y thing. But I liked the look of the yellow one when I did the hat maker simulator, and so I ordered one just to see. Am I Jewish? No, I'm not. People sometimes thought I was when I was at college, but I never have been. Did I get any snow to drive in? No. We might get some tomorrow. I've got snow or winter tyres on the Mercedes, and I'm hoping to take it out in something. Let's get back to the beginning because I've kind of skipped a lot of talking about hats. Hello, Atlanta. Crikey. Good evening, James. Morgana, hello. How are you? Glad you can make it along. You like this hat, Morgana? Good. Oh, that's interesting. I might order, if people like it, I might order a batch of them. There's also, someone else suggested blue, and there's also like a dark red colour. So I'm open to suggestions. Nigel, that is the most generous super chat payment anyone's ever made on this channel. You are a very nice person. Thank you very much indeed. That's definitely going in the T fund. In fact, that is going in the MOT Quentin fund because that's happening next week. That was a super chat that Nigel just did, which if you would like to help support the cars, you can hit a little help the channel button downstairs. Nightfire red hat. Yeah, that Snoop would be amazing. I don't think the hat company does Nightfire, unfortunately. Metallic would be awesome. Yeah, it's interesting. A couple of people saying that the yellow hat comes out green on camera. Robert never wears hats. Ah. Good evening, Alex. I am very well. Oh, a lot of love for the yellow hat. It's funny. Do you know, I've got a weird similar situation. My downstairs toilet room is painted a metallic green colour, like the inside of a 1960s computer or something spacey. And people have been arguing for years it's yellow, but in fact it's not. It's definitely green. That's quite funny. Carl was just watching the Beetle video, and this popped up. The Beetle has been a bit divisive. People love and hate that new Beetle. This is not. Oh, Ian, no, it's not Guinness. It looks like it. It's a so it's a coconut chocolate cocoa stout, which is very unusual. What happened to the Fiesta Hedge Find? That went to its owner, who is having driving lessons and learning to drive. It has had a bit of an issue because it wouldn't start the other day, so she asked if I could pop around and have a look at it. And I didn't film it because I thought it was just a flat battery. But it fired up, and I thought I'd just take it for a drive around the block to charge the battery for it. Got to the first just drove out to the parking space to the junction, and there were no brakes. So it's gone to a garage to get some new brake lines fitted, I think, which is a shame. Love the Beetle, hate the black box. Yeah, me too. The black box made it a really stressful drive. Although I did apparently get 10 out of 10 on the app afterwards, I was told. That was quite nice. Beetle lovers tend not to like new Beetles. This is very much the same with classic Mini owners not liking modern Minis. I need to wind back up. I'm missing people. MOT advisory guesses. I'm going to be some corrosion I've not found, emissions off the chart, ball joints maybe? I don't know. Could I start reviewing Vauxhall VXR cars? Yes, I'd love to. Trouble is, it's just finding these cars. At the moment, it's very, very hard. Oh, Morgana, okay, I'm not actually ordering anymore. There's about a 2-week delay when I order them, but yes, do drop me a message later on. We'll sort that out. So I'm reading comments backwards. I need to catch up to where I am. My plan was to read on the big screen, but there was a delay and it was really confusing. Someone said, "Was the Volvo going?" Volvo is, who was it? Was it Paulie? I think it asked that. But I've lost place completely. Sorry. Paulie said it's green on his screen. It's someone who's a channel member, because if you're a channel member, you get a little icon next to your name, and I'll spot your. I was Mark Saville. Hello, Mark. How are you? I didn't know you watched this. Volvo radiator is okay so far. I have not driven it. I've actually sawned it today because they're looking at snow tomorrow. I've sawned all the retros for February because I don't want to drive them in the salt. Oh, the Alpha 105 spares in the Americas. That's interesting. What's my opinion of the Jaguar X-Type, sister of the Mondeo? Yeah, I think they're really good, actually. The problem with them is rust in the sills that you can't see until it's too late, but they're a very good car. I like them a lot, actually. Will I be making some Furious hoodies and coats? Well, that is the plan going forward. The problem is it costs an awful lot to actually buy the merch in, so I've got to be really sure things are going to do well before I do it. You can actually get them on Redbubble, but I'm not, I don't know. I haven't tried them yet, so I don't know what they're like. People have bought them and no one said they're rubbish, so I'm hoping they're okay. But yes, I would like to very shortly. Did it just get back? Because I keep skipping stuff without meaning to. Yeah, Houghton Classics had a Beetle, no major issues, and someone else said yeah, they'll become a classic eventually. They're a curious car. They're quite fun. Went through the Volvo videos today. Any plans to keep or get rid of? Ultimately, I will have to sell it, but not until I've done at least one road trip in it, because I would like to have a few more experiences and memories of that car, rather than just sort of fixing it. But the whole sort of lockdown thing means it's not been anywhere yet. You'd love to drive a UK Alpha individual. Yeah, there's some really good cars. I don't think you got many of. It'd be a shame not to do that. Lots of them are over 25 years old now. So, when's the 156 came out? I think that was 1996 for the 156. Import one of those. They're brilliant. Bella tutti ragazza. I've only done a little bit of Italian recently. Benvenuti in questo nuovo video. Sono. Okay, that's beyond. Nigel, no, I haven't got a neutral yet. I was looking at the ones you suggested, and then people kept saying fix the old one. So before I commit to buying a new one, I want to try and take the old one apart. But I think I would probably end up buying a new one next week. Did I watch that documentary about Trabant history, Trabant concept, which forms the Golf Mark 1? No, I didn't. I knew that there were loads. Well, the Golf Mark 1, because we did the review of that recently, there were hundreds of different ideas put forward for it, rear engine, air cooled, all kinds of things. So yeah, it's not inconceivable at all that the Trabant may have had some bearing on possible things. Would I like to try an Alpha Sud in Colchester? I would. There is one actually nearer to me, very close to me, in fact, who had offered to me already, but we kind of got lockdown snubbed by that. If that's no longer a possibility, that'd be great, because I do love an Alpha Sud. Drop me an email, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. That goes for any details of cars which you would like to offer to drive. Bodyintheboot@gmail.com, and I will absolutely get back to you. The problem I've got at the moment is that because of the whole lockdown, if I go to you to drive a car, I'm working, so I'm allowed to do that. But if you bring a car out to me, you're not working, so you could potentially be slapped with a fine by the police if they see you out and about. So unless I happen to know the area you're in, and I know that I can drive to your house, drive away quickly, not quickly, drive away to a short distance to somewhere to film it, it's not really doable at the moment. So everything's kind of on hold. But yeah, I've got a long list of cars I want to follow. I mean, the Beetle I filmed today belongs to someone in my family, and obviously they're very local, and I could just take it away from their house without having to meet people. Let's move back again, because there are, how many people are here today? 111. That's good. It's a Volvo. It's made for snow. It's a Volvo. It's made for rust. It's a 740. Oh yeah, X-Type Estate in triple black is a very nice thing. If it's a four-wheel drive one as well, fantastic. Oh, that's nice. PK Autos. Love the channel. Tinkering videos a favourite. Just ordered yourself a lockdown treat, a Milwaukee impact wrench. 600 Newton meters of torque. That's more than some cars. How sympathetic are my neighbours to the fleet? Generally, they're okay. I mean, one side is a builder, so he's often got skips and building materials, so he's never going to complain. The other side's a rented place, and the new people seem really, really nice, and they haven't moaned about anything much yet. And I don't often keep too many cars out on the road. Have I ever driven a car with no redeeming features? That's a good question. I'm sure I have. I have to think about that for a second and come back to you in a minute. I was staring blankly. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I've driven cars about, well, okay, this City Rover, that was pretty close. The engine was quite good. What do I think about, I'm going to scroll back to this one in a minute, but this one's cool. What do I think about the new Land Rover Defender? Technically, it's better in every way, but I don't love it yet because I haven't driven one. I've not found it to have any character. I also think it's way too big, and I hate the fact it's automatic only. But they are massive. I thought they weren't that big looking at photos, and I saw them in real life, and they're as big as a Discovery. They're enormous. But they will out off-road an old Defender, and they're much nicer on-road as well. So they're very, very good, but I think they've kind of lost a bit of character. But I do like the design. That's kind of grown on me. Let's go back. I keep missing people. Oh, Frank, hello. I missed you saying hello there. How's things going with the Volvo 740 sound system? That kind of got on hold really after the radiator blew up and it got abandoned at my friend's driveway. But I have been measuring up to buy length of loudspeaker wire. Andy, thank you very much indeed. Volvo radiator. That was good to get that back going. Robert, I saw a 1997 Lancia Kappa Coupe on the streets today. Do we still have those in the UK? Lancia Kappa, crikey, I don't think we've seen one of those in a long time. If anyone's got a Google up, go to howmanyleft.co.uk and put Lancia Kappa and see if any are left for us. Because I cannot think of the last time I saw one. What cars have I got now? 2 P6s, Rover Coupe, Rover Convertible, Mercedes W123, Mercedes S204, Mini Cooper, Alpha 145. Oh yeah, that's probably it. Would I consider a leather interior for the Volvo? It would be nice, but it's kind of such an original car. I'm kind of loath to change it. Does that make any sense? Because there are lots of upgrades I could do to it, but the car has survived with one owner for absolutely years, and so it would be a real shame to mess with it. Apart from not changing the radio, obviously, because that didn't work. Oh, hang on. I was going to say quick thank you to Jay. Thank you very much. Love the channel. Must drive my Stilo Schumacher. Oh, yes, please. In Southampton, that's not too far away. Drop me an email address, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. Please drop me an email on that one. I'd love to drive a Stilo Schumacher. They are extremely rare. And Carl, thank you very much indeed as well. Also going in the T-Fun. Carl, thank you. That's, going to pay for another, what on earth this stuff is. Coconut mocha milk stout. Or a cup of coffee. Oh, Lee. Hello, Collar and Lee. These are the guys who sent through the, what do you call it? Speedo for a R50 Mini in the mail time thing at the end of this month, really. If you've got any more items, interesting things that we can open on the camera and talk about for this coming month's mail time, then there's an address in the description below, PO box, anything at all that you think might be entertaining to talk through. I mean, I do like getting stuff in the post. I buy enough junk myself, and this came in the post today because I will be going back to look at the cord in more detail. So I've been trying to find cord reference material because there's not a lot of it out there. Whoops, that appeared to be a receipt. Oops. There's not a lot of it out there, so yeah, trying to find some good details on that. Hello from Moscow. Hello Barry, how are you? Why are you wearing a hat in the house? It was to get an opinion on this option of a yellow hat, because we do the grey and the black. There is a link in the description to buy these, and I bought a yellow one, or had a yellow one made up just to see what people thought of it, and apparently people quite like it. Please road test a Maestro Turbo. Absolutely love to. Yeah, they're great. Next on the P6 V8, I need to actually go in the garage and figure out all the annoying little niggly bits go to make it actually start. Have I ever driven a Leyland National bus? No, I haven't actually. No, I've actually been offered some buses, but I need people to be in the vehicle with me to drive it because I don't have a bus license. So that's obviously on hold until after. Do I have a driving song? I don't really. I used to find that my Rover 2000 ran better with Jimi Hendrix playing on it. That was a bizarre thing. Maybe it's just the way that the guitar vibrated the car. But yeah, it looks like target practice. Well, please don't take anyone up on that. Hello Jake, how are you? But I'm interested in driving a 2016 Panda. Yes, please drop me an email. I have got a friend with a couple of Pandas who I was going to drive, but I don't remember which ones he has. So drop me an email with the details, please. And the Dartford's not far away at all. Do I know where I can find a website to find my dad's old Mercedes W124? You can find the actual car. Oh no! You look on the DVLA. There is, if you Google DVLA MOT status or MOT tax status, you can see if a car is taxed or MOT'd. That will give you a clue if it's on the road or not. Please do Tomcat Turbo. Yeah, I need to drive a Tomcat Turbo to do a video to compare to my non-turbo. Now, Kappa was never sold in the UK. I didn't think it was, but there were a few personal imports. I'm sure I've seen them around. Kappa not even showing up on how many left. Wow, okay. My God, it sounded like a confession. Someone did ask a minute ago, what's happening with the Sinclair C5? Well, I did get a box of stuff from China today, so hopefully, as soon as I learn Cantonese and figure out the labels on the wires, there'll be some stuff going into that old frame of a shell. BMW built better, but Alpha has so much soul. Yes and no. I have had a lot of Alfa Romeos and a couple of BMWs, and I've done more miles than the Alphas and had less problems. So make what you will of that. Do I set a timer for 5 a.m? Yes, I do. I'm asleep at 5 a.m. But a lot of people do get up early, and a lot of people do commute. So, and a lot of people watch YouTube over breakfast. So I set it to be in there in the morning. So even if you're not watching it in the morning, you see there's a video that I've done that you can then bookmark. And as one of the people often comments, I'll save this for watching at lunchtime or break time. That's you, Davey. And so, yeah, that's why I do it at 5 a.m. And also, it's different time zones, so it's very early for the UK, but different times in America and Australia. Wish they sold the new Suzuki Jeep over here. They would sell a ton. Yeah, I see you mean the Jimny. Yeah, that's a brilliant car. I think that's going off production because of emissions regulations, so it's actually not going to be around for a huge deal longer time, but they are starting to build it in India. There might be an import an Indian one from somewhere, which would be an interesting thing, because they're going to do different versions of it, like a long wheelbase and stuff, apparently. Can I do a Merc W202? Yes, I would like to. Just as I said earlier, it's a matter of finding them, and also during lockdown, the cars I can drive are limited, so a lot of what I'm driving is from dealers, because both me and a dealer are at work, so we can both go out and meet because we're meeting at work, but even those are in different works, we're both at work. Alpha 75 or BMW 5 Series E28? Well, then both actually. Normally, if you said Alpha 75 or pretty much anything else, I'd have gone the Alpha 75. The E28 is a really, really good car. What do I think of the Ford Scorpio? I assume you mean the big bug-eyed version. I didn't like them at all when they were new. I thought they were like a bad American pastiche, but they've kind of grown on me over the years. I still don't think they're pretty, but I think they're an interesting car. I keep looking at them on eBay every now and then, which brings me to this one. Jimmy Thomas, am I watching any cars on eBay at the moment? Not actually at the moment. I was watching the W124 280 estate manual that someone flagged to me. I think it was like £5,000 or £6,000, but honestly, I've just got no space at the moment. And the way sort of work is at the moment across the lockdown, I thought I'd better not be spending any money on a car, not proper money. But I have got a search on for a Rover 200 BRM, Rover 200 VI, or even a 216 SI. I really like that bubble shape one, a nice early one, which aren't a lot of money at the moment. Well, some people are charging silly money. There's one dealer had a BRM for about £12,000, which is about 10 grand more than anyone else. Sinclair C5 for the win, yes. Daniel, really, thank you very much. It's very nice to say. So I've scooped back, now I'm scooping forward. I'm trying to catch up where I was. Scorpio is very luxurious. I seem to recall when I used to go out my granddad's car having reclining rear seats, as in seat backs that went back. I think they were heated as well. Loads of toys on that. The Cord is amazing. I'm really, really looking forward to going out in that car. Hopefully come the summertime, if things allow. Found an old Alpha 155 brochure in my parents' basement. Oh, fantastic. If you want to send that in to show and tell, junk in the trunk, what are we going to call it? Loot in the boot. It's still coming out the back of the Rover V8, so yeah. I own Jeremy Clarkson's Cosworth. Would I like to review it? That's a massive yes, please. Do drop me an email on that one, Rick. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Is that the Escort Cosworth he used to talk about on Top Gear? What magazine was he on? Yeah, I remember him talking about it quite frequently in the old days. Have you got a 50,000 subscriber special planned? No, I haven't. The way things are at the moment, I haven't got anything planned for next week. I'm on 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, the City Rover wasn't the best. The engine was quite good, a bit gutsy, but everything else was just a bit. No. Hat in russet colour. Putin approves. Oh. I've Pink Floyd or The Who playing in the car. Yeah, that's a good choice. I've got a test car in this week which has got DAB radio, which I've missed. So I've been having Planet Rocket in that one. So I was just getting out the car earlier. Guns N' Roses. What else do we have? Aerosmith. A few great songs on there actually. I miss Planet Rock. What sort of music am I into? I'm into sort of rock, blues. Used to be very into heavy metal, but I'm not really into. Well, I still like it. I don't listen to it so much anymore. But yeah, rock, blues, indie, that kind of stuff. But I listen to pretty much anything really. I've got quite wide tastes. A thing came up on Facebook yesterday that the last gig I went to was a year ago yesterday, and there was a French electro pop band called Caravan Palace. So yeah, quite a wide range. Do I know of any sites where we can find your desk card? I think I just answered that a minute ago. Go to the DVLA website, which is gov.uk, and search get vehicle information from DVLA. That'll tell you whether or not the car still exists. Oh, Anvil Tech, thank you very much indeed. £10 super chat for V8 P6 odds and ends. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it run as well. I did go and pick up some running in oil the other day. Nitro Sylvia pointed me towards a place locally that sells running in oil. And so I went down and picked some of that when I was in the area the other day. So thank you. That's very, very generous indeed. Thank you very much indeed. I can see there's a little sparkly flash up here. No, that's something else. Yeah, Robert Brink's got a good point. Looking for your dad's old car. If you know the registration plate, you can try Google image search, which is very true. You can sometimes find cars by the number plate. Unpopular opinion, the Renault 11 is the best Bond car ever. Yeah, it's the most destroyed Bond car ever. Am I going to drive vans or pickups from yesteryear? Yes, I would absolutely love to. Again, it's just a matter of finding them. We do have been trying to sort out a pre-war commercial, which I think I've got permission to do now. I just need to sort out getting access to it at some point in the near future. Ford pulling out of Russia? I didn't know that. That's very interesting. Like, Ford are making some really weird decisions because they're losing money left, right, and centre, but they're making really weird kind of saving themselves decisions that don't seem to make a lot of sense. I did hear today, I think GM are going to be stopping making petrol and diesel engine cars by 2035, and they're going to stop making SUVs by 2035, which is incredible. Pound Coin, I'm a new subscriber and I love the constant content. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for brightening the days, you're welcome. And when I was at work, I was a spray painter. Cheers, you want me to get the rattle cans out? I dread getting the rattle cans out because I know it's going to go wrong. Remember the old Roots dealer I went around last year? An imp that might have a high chance of being sold. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Check the number plate. If you do a Google on the number plate, I think it's the first couple of letters. Hubnut did a thing about this recently, about what British number plates mean. You might be able to find out which town it was registered in, and if it was Maidstone, then it would have come from that Roots dealer. Oh yeah, I think they're going to stop the Jimny over here, but there's going to be a commercial van version. Oh yeah, okay, because the commercial van doesn't get hit by the same taxes, duties and restrictions, so they keep on doing it as that, which I might have to go and, because I'm running a business, get a van. Need to do a comparison between a Rover 216 with a K series and the Honda 1.6. Yeah, that's a good point actually. That's a really good idea. I'm going to steal that because yeah, there must be a difference. Audi 80 opinion. Yeah, I think they're really good. That was one of those cars that I always said if ever I could afford a BMW, I'd buy an Audi 80. Back when they were new because they were such a cool, sleek, clean-looking thing. I don't think they drive as nicely as the BMWs because they're front-wheel drive and a bit nose heavy, but they look amazing and they're galvanised and there are lots of technology in them. They're great cars. I definitely have one now. Oh, Alex spotted a really good condition base model Seicento the other day here in Arbroath. I was in awe. Going to take a picture, but the owner was in it. You know, I've stopped in petrol stations before and I've just said to the owner who's been filling with petrol, I love your car, can I take a picture, please? And they generally is so confused or flattered, they say yes. Am I keeping the Volvo for the time being? I want to do a road trip or two in it, really. So, you know, I've only, because I bought it just before the first lockdown happened, and then we've not been able to travel, even though we've been out of lockdown, travel hasn't really been allowed properly. It's never really been very far, so I'd like to take it on a couple of adventures. Hey, KK Explorers, how are you? So I'm missing a few bits here. And catching people's conversations midway through that don't make any sense. Review a Robin Reliant. I think I know someone with a Robin Reliant, but I don't think it works. One of the other viewers on here right now. Fit, Fly, Drive, Ride. He, I believe, has a Robin Reliant. Love to see a review on a Ford P100. Yeah, me too. But yeah, do you know how hard to come by P100s are these days? Because they were bought by builders and just abused until they fell apart. What do I think of the Isuzu Bighorn Lotus? Do you know, I don't really know a lot about it. It's a big chunky 4x4 that's nice and solid and robust, but I don't really know a lot about them. Vauxhall Frontier, that was a bit maligned at the time. It's not a very good off-roader and not a very good on-roader either, but it's kind of it's an okay one. Be interesting to drive on now and sort of put it in the context of the time. Will I be driving Terry the Capri? I certainly hope so. We need to check with the owner. If it was up to the body shop guy, he'd say yes, I think, but obviously it's the owner's car, so we need to just clear that with him. Hopefully he'll say yes. Would love to offer you my Fiat Palio weekend, but I've to come to Germany. I don't mind going to Germany. Can't at the moment. Burns night was on Monday. Yes, I was having the dregs of my two quite nice whiskies. I didn't realise I was onto the dregs of them. Oh, I might have missed them here. My mate says, check near side rear quarter inside has a paper sticker with the options on it. If you find one, keep hold of it. I assume you mean the Capri. I missed the beginning of that conversation. If it is, those guys who are restoring the Capri, Terry the Minder Capri, they are real Ford specialists. I mean, they've had about 4 other Escorts and Capris in the shop at the same time. What about an audio install? Yeah, that'd be cool. We used to do that for fun. So yeah, it'd be quite cool to do that. How do you find not having cruise control in the C-Class? Increasingly annoying with all the new average speed cameras and things that are around. It makes it really, really hard to kind of concentrate on actually driving. We're just focusing on the speed the whole time. Bizarre thing is, I actually thought it had cruise control when I bought it. I was looking at a couple of them, and the other one did have it, and this one didn't, and I kind of got mixed up about which one was what. But the one that had it was the new shape, which was virtually the same spec, same colour, same everything, but 205, not 204, and it was double the price because it was a new model. But I just thought the new one wasn't nice enough to spend the extra money on. Guinness was well earned this week. This is actually not Guinness. This is a really unusual Scottish brew called Coco Noco Coconut Milk Mocha Stout. It's like a cocoa sour. It's very unusual. I thought it was too bitter when I first took a sip of it, but it's really growing on me. The Manta GTE was amazing. Yeah, it sold really fast as well. A lot of people were being really quite critical in the comments saying why did you do a 1.6 Capri versus a GTE Manta? Because we're in the middle of a lockdown and both cars were there. It wasn't like I planned to go and find 2 cars that were different. It was just the opportunity arose, so I really thought it'd be a good video. But a lot of people just didn't really kind of get that. I was talking about the 944 Porsche. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Have I ever got a parking ticket? Yes. This is Jimmy Thomas. He's got the Volvo little tag next to his name. Yeah, years ago, a friend of mine used to run a comic shop in Maidstone. I used to go and sort of pop in and say hello to him at lunchtime, and I just parked on the pavement outside for 5 minutes just to go and run in, just drop him something off and come run out again. And the 2 minutes I was in there, I got a parking ticket. And more recently, I had to go do a job in London, and they've got these new low emission areas and low traffic zones, I don't know what they call them, where the roads up to like 10 o'clock in the morning are just roads, and after 10 o'clock it's no traffic. And I drove down one following the sat nav, like 2 or 3 minutes past 10 o'clock, didn't even know that this was one of these weird roads, and just stuck my head out the window and said, "Can I park here?" to a passerby, and said, "No, and you'll get a ticket driving down here." And I stopped and saw the cameras. Have I ever been done for speeding? Yeah. I used to have an Alpha 146, and I got done twice in 6 months for it. So when that got written off, I bought a Land Rover because it was slow. And then a few years ago, I got picked up and we were going on holiday. We're driving down to Southampton, and there's a road that goes from like 40 to 30, and there's some traffic lights, and everyone pulling away from the traffic lights got up to 35, and then saw a guy hiding in the bush with a speed camera. And I got a speed awareness course on that one, and everyone, or 3/4 of the people in the room, were all from the same set of traffic lights, all being done by the same guy, because it looked like it was still a 40 until after. Anyway, that was also quite interesting, because on the way down to the speed awareness course, I test drove a MG Midget, and they got tiny pedals, so I can only drive them wearing racing type shoes. So I wore Pelotti racing shoes to drive the Midget, and then turned up a speed awareness course wearing racing shoes, and then wondered why they were picking on me the whole way through. Didn't think that one through. Okay, so I'm reading this quite a long comment. I'm a 20-year-old and I spend much of my nights an auto trader, and yeah, we all do that. Keep tempted by a W220 S500. Is it a bad idea? Yes and no. If you get one that is magically not going to bankrupt you, it'll be phenomenal, especially if it's one of the bigger engines. But if anything goes wrong, it will bankrupt you. They are horrifically expensive to fix and very, very complicated. But they are absolutely lovely. What do I think about the Alpha 33? I'm currently looking to buy one on eBay. How was the reliability on yours? Mine was the one Alpha I've ever had, but that wasn't a reliable Alpha. But mine, someone had broken into it and damaged the dashboard at some point. The boot would open randomly whilst it was driving, because it's got an electric button to open the boot. The tail lights sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. Driver's windows kept dropping into the door. I kept having to change the door because it was just mangling everything inside and the wires getting tangled. It had a weird heat-related problem that it wouldn't restart when it was warm. To leave it half an hour to restart, to cool down. The deciding factor to sell it was when the heat matrix just emptied itself over my feet one night. That aside, it was a fantastic car. I absolutely loved it. The Boxer was incredible, revved like a motorbike. It was quick. It handled reasonably well for the time. Lots of character. If I found a better one, I would have probably never sold it. That said, I sold it for what I bought it for, like a year or so later. So I would have another one now. I really wanted a Series 3, but I couldn't afford a Series 3, so I got a Series 2. Oh, Mark, thank you very much indeed. That's very kind of you. It's a super chat to help bail the projects out of disaster, or buy tea for the garage so I can keep on working into the night. What do I think of MGTFs? Would a tall person fit one? I think MGTFs are very good. A tall person might struggle though, because the seats are very high, mounted very high in them, unless you can get some kind of adjuster mount for them. But I do think they're great cars. I would go for a W104, 140. Would I consider test driving World War II vehicles like a Woolly's Jeep? Yeah, absolutely. Again, just before lockdown happened, like a year ago, I just met someone with a Second World War armoured personnel carrier. Oh, it was a tank. And we'd arranged to go and meet in a field to go and drive this thing. So that was annoying. It was someone I'd seen him out and about a couple of times, just sort of said hello in passing, and then I saw him at a petrol station filling the thing up. Should be on YouTube, on Top Gear. Thank you very much indeed. Well, do I know Alex Kirsten from Car Throttle? I know who he is, but I don't actually know him. He seems to come up on the mutual friends list on Facebook every now and then. Is there any jobs that need doing on the 145? Yeah, it needs the thermostat sorting out, and there's one now in the footwell because I did buy one, but it turned out to be the wrong one. There's two versions of the thermostat. One's got a T piece at the bottom, one's got an L piece at the bottom, and obviously I got the wrong one. Now I've got the right one, and I probably precautionarily need to do a timing belt on it because I don't know when the last one was done. I think it's in date, but I'm not 100% sure. So I would like to, just get that done in, just in case. Alex currently saving for a W140 S500 V8 long wheelbase project car. Wow, that'll be cool. Richard, no, I haven't found any Mercedes breakers. I had an accident with my Dacia Sandero stepway, and a week later I was done for speeding in the Hyundai Estate courtesy car. Oh no, oh, yeah, because that's going to be a fair bit quicker than a Dacia Sandero. Hello, Cosworth81. Oh, Robert, yes, know someone near Southampton with a Volvo 480 and an Audi Quattro. Yeah, that's very much up my street. Drop me an email with their details. I'll get them. Drop me an email with their details, bodyintheboot@gmail.com, and I'll have a look at that. That'd be really cool. He got Steve. Got my Austin Allegro Enthusiast Guidebook now. Now you need an Austin Allegro. Now, is that one that Craig Cheetham wrote? Because there's a lot of those really good ones. What are they? Who published them? I did have a couple of those I bought, which I've now lost. I bought the Metro and the Rover 200 ones, and I don't know what I've done with them. They were on my desk until recently. Would I consider a 1990s Ford Explorer? I don't think I'd actually need to buy one. I'll definitely drive one for a review, but I don't think I'd probably buy one. Just because I don't really need a big thing like that. If I was going to buy a big thing like that, I'd probably go and buy a 90s Cherokee. Renault Spass, the original people carrier. Yeah, absolutely. They're great things, especially the really early Mark 1s. They look amazing. Oh, bye, Jake. Oh, you might have gone already. Oh, Richard. Sorry, Richard Howlett. You've had Cruise retrofitted. Now, I was looking at getting Cruise retrofitted on my W204, and no one I spoke to thought they could do it. They could physically fit the stalk, but they didn't think they could code the computer. So if you remember how that was done, that'd be very helpful. Sorry, is that a Saturn rocket behind me? Yes, Russell, it is. That's the Lego Saturn V. That was a birthday present a while ago. No, I did not. So I'm going back quite a long way now. I'm not sure what time it is actually in real life. Going back about 10 minutes on the comments. Did I see a Facebook post of Reliant got pulled over for speeding? No, I didn't actually see that. That's funny. Sportiest car I've driven? Oh, I don't know actually. Good question. I've driven a Nissan GTR, which I got to over 180 something on a runway. That was quite sporty. The Alfa Giulia Quadrifoglio. That might be one of the quickest I've driven because that's a 200 mile an hour car, close to, isn't it? MGZT. Batch reviews. Oh, hello, Batch. How are you? Hope you're right. Yes, I would love to come and drive your MGZT. Yeah, send me a message. We'll sort that out. That'd be really cool. Hope you're still watching right now. I've got some competition with Binky Paint Job. Oh, right. No, I didn't know that was out tonight. But then I always do 8 o'clock on a Friday and the last Friday of the month, so... KGF has a P100. Oh, I see. I knew KGF had got a Peugeot 405, which if it's dry next week, I'm hoping to go and visit. Will I do some more scrapyards? Yes, I would like to. I just need to find some more kind of specialist-y breaker ones that are interesting. Did I already answer this, KK, about the C5? Yes, I got a big box of Chinese electronics turn up this week. Forgot to order a battery, though. So I can start assembling stuff. As soon as I learn Cantonese, I can work out what all the wires do because they are all labelled in Cantonese and not all the colours match either end. So that's going to be entertaining. But I've got a couple of the main ones figured out, so it can't be. How hard can it be? But yeah, it's going to be a bit more powerful than a C5 originally was. Me and my dad have just bought a Mark 1 Golf Cabrio Auto for quite cheap. Do you think we made the right choice or a Fiat Coupe would have been better. It depends what kind of car you like. Personally, I would have gone for the Fiat Coupe. However, Golf Mark 1 Cabrios are a rock solid classic and you won't lose any money on that. I kind of want to try retrofitting cruise in my 2009 Corolla, which in theory can be done, but the kits with the appropriate parts of 09 seem to have disappeared. Oh, that's annoying. Are you off, Richard? Oh, you may have gone already. So I'm working weird way through the comments. If you're off, goodbye. Hope you're alright. Did the pliers arrive? No, I've not been back to the PO box and go check out tomorrow. I'll let you know if they do. Do you remember that show, London Garage Chop Shop? I was at Bernie and Lupo. They were terrible. They did some awful stuff. Oh, yeah, that was Robert going. Goodbye, Robert. Hope you're right. Keep up. Barry, don't change. I don't mind the family tinkering, but my family's not interested in tinkering in the garage, so there's no danger of them coming out to help. Have I heard of David Vizard? No, I don't know him. What do I think of the Giulietta 940? Which one's the Giulietta 940? Oh, you mean the one that just kind of left production not long ago? They're a nice car inside. They're not incredible to drive, but they are nice to drive because they're basically a shared platform with Fiat and Dodge Dart, I think it is. I'll say a quick thank you to two people actually. Connor Shannon just got a new Nissan Juke top spec in vivid blue. Oh, 4 packed up. Well, thank you very much indeed for that. That's £5 super chat. Thank you very much indeed. That is going in the T fund and the Fixing Cars fund, and also Davey Scottish Car Enthusiast TV. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, that hopefully won't need too much, but we don't know yet. We'll find out next week. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Darren. Free pie and chips. Yeah, you can vouch for the Golf Cabrio because you've got one, and I imagine yours is an auto as well, being in America, isn't it? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next C5 Sinclair episode as well. I've not exactly worked out how everything's going to go, but it'll be fun finding out. Paulie goes, yeah, Chop Shop Garage, self-tapping screws and lots of filler. Ugh. So I'm losing the comments yet again. Sorry, I swear the later. They are very good value now because I don't think they make them anymore, but they are. Yeah, they're decent enough cars. They can certainly be made to handle, and they look nice. They look really pretty. They're certainly better looking than a lot of other things in that class and at that price. Thoughts on the MG Maestro? They're okay. They're not the prettiest car in the world, but they do drive well, and they're very quick as well. So yeah, they're good. Nice and reliable too, actually. They don't really break that much. What would be a good first car? Yeah, Fiesta would be a great one. Anything that's going to be cheap to insure, cheap to fix in case you do nudge it into something, and cheap to maintain. So check out the price of the oil filters and servicing, brake parts. Check out the insurance. Also, you can't necessarily say a certain car's going to be great insurance for everyone because it's not. So get a couple of quotes. Go online, do online quotes for things. But yeah, something simple to fix like a Mark 1 Focus, that'd be good. Fiesta, any Fiesta. The Beetle I drove in today's video, that was someone's first car. And that's a 1.9 diesel and got a low output, so it's very economical. Oh, KK Explorers, I think you may have gone already. I'll say goodbye anyway, just in case he's still here. Have I ever watched Furious driving on YouTube? No, I hear it's rubbish. I love a Humber. So Alan Deacon, I can see me driving a Humber Super Snipe. Yeah, me too. I absolutely love them. They're a car you just don't really find anymore, though. They're around, though, but they're kind of with collectors. They don't really come out the woodwork that much. Lexus IS200F. I nearly bought one of them years ago. I forget what I bought instead, but they are pretty decent cars. Paulie, I know of a 1993 W140 600 SEL. I took photos of one for someone recently, and it was the V12 Coupe 600, and it was so nice. It was for sale. I was very tempted by it, but you can't buy everything. Da-da-da-dee. Would I ever own an American car? Yeah, loads. There's a lot of American cars I really like. I've got quite a long list. Top of the list would be Ford Crown Victoria, as I'm sure you know. The old Cord 810, that's my absolute favourite car of all time. I really would love to get hold of a C4 Corvette from the early 90s. Buick Roadmaster or Chevy Caprice wagon, but with the fake wood. Either one of those. I think I prefer the Buick Roadmaster. Those are, I think, the Crown Vic, the Cord, the Corvette, and a Buick Roadmaster Estate are kind of my favourite Americans. But there's a few other Americans I quite fancy as well. So yeah, there's a lot I would like to get hold of. Ah, David, my uncle has a Super Snipe. Beautiful, yeah, absolutely gorgeous, especially the Estate. So I took photos of an Estate Super Snipe a while ago. That was a lovely car. AA Book of the Car. Is that on the shelf behind me? I've got a copy of that in the room somewhere. I don't know if it's on the shelf behind me or not. No, it's not. It's over there. My first car is a Gen 1 Renault Twingo. Had it 4.5 years. It's been family for 10 years. Yeah, they are great, really good cars, actually. But like the Ford KA, you've got to look after them and make sure they're not rusty. Ford KA would be a really good one as well, just finding one that's not rusty. Pimp My Ride, yeah, that was good in the day. That was very much of its time, wasn't it? Dagenham Dave always regrets selling his Mark 1 Granada gear. God, yeah. Everyone regrets selling their Mark 1 Granadas. They know what they're worth. They were good cars. A few cars. I don't regret selling of the Mark 3 Escorts, Mark 4 Escorts, because they were good work cars, but I don't really love them. I really regret selling E30 BMW. That was a really nice car, which I bought for nothing, absolute peanuts. Like £250 actually. Oh, Connor, thank you much indeed. Oh, definitely grab a snack with that. Thank you, much appreciated. Fiat Bravo 2 is such an underrated car. My mate, I want. Yeah, they are really good little cars actually. They never really got the good results in the group tests though. People didn't really buy them. Oh, KGF P100 was from 4 years ago. Damn, that's a shame. And it's sold. Yeah, they sell their cars pretty quickly. I was getting excited then. Will I drive the Sinclair C5 in London rush hour? I'm not sure I dare drive it on the pavement. I don't know where I'm actually going to drive it anywhere. Oh, Darren, your free pie and chips is Golf convertible is a manual. Wow. I thought there'll be automatics there. Am I going to invest in that Pontiac Safari wagon? I'm very, very tempted actually. He sent me a link to a really nice Pontiac, which is another thing that haunts my dreams. Yeah, the Giulietta shares its platform with the Bravo 2 and the Lancia Delta 3. Yes, I thought it did. I knew it was Lancia Delta, and also it is sold in America as the Dodge Dart as well. They got their money's worth out of it. Sean Cook, I think you've had a bit of spell check effect on there because I'm not sure what a Corin Yep is. 2 litre GLS or CD. That might have been a Cavalier, possibly. Yeah, I really like the Cavaliers. I've said once before that the Cavalier was the last good car that Vauxhall made, and that might be why I never get any work out of Vauxhall. Sorry, skimming through the questions again. 96 Impala SS. Oh yeah, they're quite cool. Used to own a Knight Rider Trans Am. Yeah, I like that era of Trans Am. They're really good looking cars. Tom also loves Crown Vic. Crown Vics are awesome. Loving the PP. Oh yeah, the Impala. Yeah. Like the Taurus he drove. Oh, that was nice, wasn't it? That was a really nice car. That was so futuristic and inventive for the time. Such a brave move because American market is very, very unforgiving of change, and that car did everything wrong, but it was a mold breaker. Ah, positive Mayo. Thank you very much indeed. That's all very, very nice. Very positive. Parents, this is Rickett. My parents had a Ford LTD Country Squire wagon. Oh, yeah, do you know what? I took some photos of a really nice 80s Country Squire with the fake wood down the side a while ago. That was a lovely car. Yeah, the Impalas do feel heavy. Do American police departments still use Crown Vics? No, I think the last ones have all but completely been retired now. California Highway Patrol was one of the last big police departments to still have them, and they retired them earlier last year. There might be some smaller, because a lot of departments are kind of self-funding and they don't have a lot of money, so there probably will be a few left in the smaller police departments, but on the whole, no, they've moved on to the Taurus and the police SUV thing and other things at the Dodge. Yeah, I have to watch the rusted frames on the Crown Vic, yes, as you know. Aha. If it had to be a American, it would be a green Mustang, the bullet car. Connor, you... Oh, like I say, you missed off the name of the car. Nissan Juke, the latest version. I haven't driven the latest Nissan Juke. I wasn't a huge fan of the earlier ones because, a bit like the Beetle we drove today, they're kind of a bit of a style over substance thing, and there's not a lot of practicality, and it's kind of marketed as a slightly practical car. But I haven't actually tried the latest one, so I don't know. Can't offer an opinion on that one just yet. I need to get behind the wheel of one. Am I watching Bad Chad? No, I've not seen that yet. That's Fixed Drive Ride Flight. I have not seen Bad Chad. I'll have to go and have a hunt for that later on. Ford KA, everything rots on them. They actually rot really badly behind the fuel tank, so you can't see it's rotting. I actually bought a couple of them years ago with the idea of sort of tidying them and selling them, but both of them turned out to have horrific rust, and I sold them both for scrap. Oh, Jace, how are you? Hope you're all right. I did actually, Jason, take your link to that second-hand radiator in the end because I couldn't find any in the country and I couldn't import one. Jake Paul, I don't know, that's out of context, I'm not sure why it says that. Julia sent me a second comment with the rest of that sentence. No, it isn't. Unmodified VW Bora is much cooler than a Mark IV Golf. Actually, yeah, the Boras are kind of cool because the booted saloons are kind of fun. Am I going to take the C5 to shows eventually? Yes, that is the plan. I mean, after Stone Cold Classics, Wayne gave me that old sort of 60s, 70s roof rack thing. The plan is that that will fit nicely on the Volvo, so I can plonk the roof rack on the Volvo, C5 on the roof rack, and I can take the car and the C5 to shows together, which is the plan, but who knows. Connor, have you just super chatted a second time? I think you have. Thank you very much indeed. I do appreciate that. Yeah, you see the £2 from Connor. If people want to help get the cars back on the road, they can add a couple of quid just to drop in the kitty to buy tea and keep the garage warm. Oh, thank you, Terry. Yeah, the likes are very much appreciated. Do I think it's possible to make a camper from a Suzuki Carry? I'm sure it's been done. Be a little camper, obviously. But yeah, I'm sure it can be done. Good evening, Damien. How are you? Country Squire sounds like a crappy... Well, the Truckster Family Queen was based on a Country Squire. Sorry, Conrad, didn't actually read your comment. The car from Smoking the Bandit is cool. Yeah, the Screaming Chicken Trans Am. Yeah, they are extremely cool. Had a Fiat Brava 1.6 Paulie, 1.6 16 valve. Yeah, the Bravas were really good. Was that the one with the Brava and the Bravo with different tail lights? And I forget which was the 3 slits and which was the round one. It was 3-door and 5-door, weren't they? Yeah, the Grande Punto has a nice interior. Italians always do nice, it's kind of simple but nice interiors. Hello from Vancouver. Gosh, we're getting around the world tonight. Did I see Matt at High Peak Auto has imported a Fiat 500e from California? No, I haven't actually. I've not watched a huge amount of YouTube this week. I'm watching a couple of the Vice Grip garages, and they're really long, so you don't get to watch anything else. A friend of mine here had a Crown Vic and used to get friendly waves from all the local cops. Yeah. Favorite alcohol beverage? I do like a proper bitter or a nice single malt or a red wine. Oh, sorry, Sean. Yeah, suggestion by Corin. Okay, 2 litre Cavalier GLS or CD. Yeah, I thought it looked a bit of spell check. It looked like when they sort of mixed the words up. Didn't know someone called Corin was on here as well. Yeah, the Mark III Cavalier is fantastic. Have I ever driven a Fiat Brava 1.8 ELX? Don't think I had a one. Don't think I've driven a 1.8 ELX. I think I've been in a Brava many years ago, because when I had an Alfa 156, they had a Brava or a Bravo as an occasional courtesy car. I forget what model it was though. It's the 1.8. I think it's a 4-cylinder Fiat engine in that car. If money was no object, what car would I own and why? Well, I think I've said it before, that the Accord is my ultimate favourite car. I'd have one of them, no problem at all. I'm not really like a supercar person, so I wouldn't be rushing out to buy the latest Ferrari or McLaren. If I was going to get a Ferrari, I'd probably go and get a Dino, because I love the old style of that. I wouldn't rush out and buy anything massively expensive, probably. I'd probably just go and get a barn and fill it with the usual rubbish that I'm buying anyway, just nicer versions of it. Yeah, Sean says the Suzuki Carry campervan was a Bedford Rascal Bambi. Yeah, because it's the same thing, wasn't it? What's closest to my heart, cars or photography? It's kind of split down the middle. I took photos before I could drive, and as I'm doing so much more YouTube at the moment with the cars, I really am missing taking photos. So I'm hoping that photography work picks up again in the very near future with the weather and the pandemic and everything going away. I hope I can kind of split things 50-50 in the future. And thinking back, I think I've probably spent more on cameras than I have on cars over the years. Because, well, mostly because I bought expensive cameras and cheap cars. Bucks Fizz or a Guinness? That's a bit of a divergence. We've still got a couple of bottles of Bucks Fizz left over from Christmas because it was on special. Bravo was the 3 strip lights. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Colin Rowe, I won a variety of used Volvo parts in an auction last month. There's clips, switches, grommets, wiper motors, anything you need for my 740, which I can't source. I need, in blue, the A-post and C-post trim for the driver's side, and I cannot find that anywhere. That's what I really need for that car. It's kind of a weird thing, because it's the kind of thing that doesn't get saved when cars get scrapped, and it goes brittle on cars that do get saved. Oh, Dagan and Dave. My mate had a Fiat Super Mia 4A121. Oh, they were awesome. Remember the 131s as well. Any love for Saabs? Yeah, lots of love for Saabs. If I was going to chop in the Volvo 740, it would be to go and get a Saab. I'd like an old Saab. But they're very different cars. I know some people have driven them and not liked them. I've driven a few of them. The 900s feel very heavy, and they're front-wheel drive. So it's a very different kind of feel, but be nice to try. Volvo with the retro roof rack and the C5's ultimate European equivalent of a Honda City and a Moto Compo on the boot. Yes, I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, you're right. How come, unlike certain YT channels, Mrs. Furious hasn't delivered the cake? That's a very good question. Mrs. Furious, if you're watching, bring cake. She's not watching. My current car is a new Renault Captur. I know you dislike SUVs and Tessie, but you think it's a great car. Fair enough then. If it suits your needs, then fair enough. Maxino, oh, you got back from hospital. I hope you are okay and feeling all right and better. Looking for a first car under £1,000 that's a bit retro and I can learn to work on. Thinking Mark II Polo. Any other suggestions that are okay? Well, there's lots of things really. If you just go onto eBay and you can put in like a year and search for 1990s up to 2005 maybe, and a price limit of £1,000, you will find all kinds of stuff. Nissans, Fords, Astras from Mark III. Is it Mark IIIs or Mark IIs? The curvy ones from the late 90s. Those are really good cars actually. Horribly hard seats, but really nice cars. I've not cleaned out his unit for 10 minutes today. That unit did need cleaning out, in fairness. What about Panhard 24CT? Is that the really round kind of bathtub bonneted one? Those are quite cool looking cars. My granddad had lots of those Ford V8 Pilot Woodies. Oh, they're cool. Do I watch Vice Grip Garage? Yes, I do. I enjoy Vice Grip quite a lot. I'm kind of envious that he is able, allowed to travel at the moment to go and do road trips and rescues, because we aren't. Oh, the car from Dukes of Hazzard, that was a Dodge Charger. They destroyed an awful lot of those, unfortunately. That's Connor Shannon. Free Pie and Chips, my local town just retired their last Crown Vic a few months ago. They're now, yeah, Tauruses, Chargers, Explorers, yeah, all the newer stuff. You kind of forget, though, that Crown Vics went out of production about a decade ago. Sorry, I'm reading through the comments again. Do I think I'll get some summer top-down driving in the River Cabrio? I'm hoping it'll be gone by summer. I'm hoping it'll sell fairly quickly once it's all done. It's going to take a little while longer to get it all done. I don't know, if someone offers good money for it, it'll be gone instantly. But it'd be nice to take a couple of drives in it, but the moment an offer comes in, it's going to be gone. On to the next thing. It's a nice car now. The engine on it is really good. It starts really easily, idles smoothly, it goes up and down the drive really nicely. So yeah, it'd be a good car for someone. Once throughout the pandemic, will I be attending any mini car shows? Yeah. I think the only car event I went to last year was actually a mini Y Register event up at Gaydon. If you're not from the UK, Gaydon is the British Motor Heritage Museum near Birmingham. The Y Register is a really nice club. Bravo 3-door, Brava 5-door. Yes, thank you. There's the Bravo debate going on. Ever fancied dabbling with a TVR? Yes. I've always loved TVRs. I've known a few people who've had them, and they've always had the usual issues. Yeah, yes and no. Yeah, a friend of mine has offered me the chance to drive one, to review before too long. So I'm hoping to get that done. I'd like one, but I'm kind of worried about driving one, or owning one. So not driving, owning. Any tips for channel motivation on YouTube? Hello, we have a child.
Shout out to Arthur.
Shout out to Arthur. If Arthur's watching, hello. Goodbye. We didn't get the usual flicking of the lights on and off. No, it's hard to, well, not hard to stay motivated. Where was I going? The question was, any tips on staying motivated? You just got to keep on doing it. It can be hard sometimes to think up different ideas. You don't always wake up in the morning feeling like you want to do it. It's like any job. If you're doing it all the time, it gets a bit wearing. But, you know, I've got cars I want to get finished. There's projects I want to get done. So, yeah, it's just sometimes you've got to force yourself. And mostly it's doing stuff you enjoy, so it's not too hard. Matt London, I did enjoy seeing the Ontario plate in the boot of the Crown Vic. As a British expat in Ontario. Yeah, a lot of people saw that and thought there was something significant, but like the car had worked there or something, but it's just because that's where the factory is. How's the radio control buggy doing? I've only used it a couple of times since. I've actually lost the bookmark to the place I was buying all the bits and pieces from it. I need to get a few other bits and bobs for it, but that's quite cool. That was a Schumacher Top Cat. I didn't get out in the snow because we haven't had any. Where we are, we've had a bit of sleet and that was it. Much preferred the Dukes of Essex when Johnny Smith made a Sierra Sapphire fly in an issue of Max Power. God, I've forgotten that, yeah. If you're on Instagram, there's a guy called Max Power Millsy, who is one of the original Max Power staff writers, who's posting up old features and things on Instagram. Do I drive through Sutton at home, Dartford when I test drive? Don't know. It's possible. I tend to sort of be around the Mid-Kent area for a lot of things, especially when going from places like Stone Cold because they're at Rootham. I've done a couple in the North Kent area. Fitz Cinquecento first car, that's a good suggestion. Or Punto. Puntos are very good. Someone was asking about first cars earlier. Is that beloved Rover still part of my fleet? The white one? Yes, it is. Richard, hello. Glad you're okay too. Do I miss my 159 enormously? And I do prefer the 159. I wish that car had not been hit head on by a car identical to my current one. So my son is now shouting about Roblox. So let's get to the other comments. Oh, yeah, Lee, drop me an email. I think you're a bit northern, aren't you? It's got me off. Get off! Get off! My glasses. Yes, that's a lizard in the live chat. The live chat lizard. Okay, you can stop now. That's enough. Thank you. Back in the 90s, had a max power sticker. Yeah, everyone had their max power sticker on the 1.1 Fiesta. 1472 litre. Yeah, Mrs. Furious used to have a 1472 litre Losso. That was a lovely car. Every car she's had since has been a bit of a disappointment. Will Mrs. Furious become involved in the channel? Probably not. She's got her own stuff to do and isn't particularly interested in playing in the garden. I'm sorry, in the garage in the cold. Not particularly interested in the cars either. How about an early Volvo C70 T5 convertible? Yeah, they're quite nice. I'm not really a convertible person, so I don't really chase after them. Hello, other people are commenting. Hello, Arthur now. Oh, good, there's Roblox characters coming. Child calling time on the live stream again. Yeah, this is the point where we have to end the live stream because there's a child interrupting stuff with Roblox. Sorry, Minecraft pigs. Yeah, okay, thank you. Oh god, I'm losing comments now. Milton Keynes. Oh, sorry, I thought you were further north than that, Lee. That's all right. I've actually got to go up to Milton Keynes for some other stuff fairly soon. You're right. You don't get petrol with lizards. You see the value we provide here. He's missing out. Citroen Saxos. Yeah, are there any left though? Citroen Saxos seem to have vanished. Michael Hudson, crikey, you coming in just about to sign off. Question for people who are now at the end of the video who didn't see the beginning. Obviously we've got the old black hats, the new grey hats, but I had a new batch of grey hats come in today because the first ones have been really popular. I've got a yellow one to see what people think, and so the people at the beginning of the video were quite taken with the yellow one. So let me know what you think. Would I add a Renault Safran 2.5 to the fleet? I don't know about Safran. I would quite like an Avantime or email bodyintheboot@gmail.com. If anyone's got any cars they would like to offer, that would bodyintheboot email is the one to use because I collate everything there. I can search through it. I can find things. If things come in on Instagram and Facebook, it's sometimes hard to remember where things have come in. Also, Facebook, I'm going to say this as a moan about Facebook because Furious Driving Facebook page is considered like a business page by Facebook. I don't know why. They have a different thing called Business Suite where all the messages go. And when I open the messages, it opens the text of the message above the top of the screen. So I can just see the bottom of the letters, which is really annoying. And then I have to go and try and hunt for that on the phone. And I can read it on the phone, but not on the computer. It's very annoying. So if you remember and you're going to contact me, do it on email because Facebook is really driving me mad at the moment. And I've moaned to them. And they've not replied, obviously. Avantime, yes, please. I love the Avantime. Oh, Connor, thank you so much. Treat my son. He actually wants more Roblox figures. So, yeah, he probably would be enjoying that a lot. Oh, Chris Hudson. Okay, he's got a nice Avantime. That's interesting. Frank, you've got to go. I think I've got to go as well in a minute. There's probably issues. Yeah, Facebook Business Suite is junk. Velsatis, that was the name I was trying to think of then. Yeah, Saxos are great. Someone did comment that they are not great if you crash them. That is probably true, but yeah, they are good cars if you don't crash them. But I would absolutely love one of those ones. The 3-litre V6, was that the diesel V6 they had in them? Because that's a really sweet engine. And actually thinking about the Avantime and the Velsatis, that little dot pattern that was in the Beetles door handles today, they had all that around the dashboard. There's very similar kind of styling a few years later. Someone inspired to buy a Volvo, Tim. Wants to buy a Volvo. How about Mitch Must? You missed everything. 206 was the best of 2020. I'm not sure that's good things about 2020 then. Got a max power stick on the back of your car now. Wow. Cars we loved in the 80s book. Oh wow. Talk about Sambas were nice. All right. Oh gosh, I think I've caught up with most of the comments. If I've missed your comment, I do apologise. There have been many out there tonight. Lee, I'm not sure I actually can type it. If you look in the description below, though, it should be there. Yeah, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. I think it's in the description. It's like a pre-formatted thing. So if you want to post stuff, if you want to mail anything for the mail-in time stuff, there's the address down there, the PO box. There's also the email address. All the ways of getting in contact should be in the description below. Oh, sorry, I'll just say quickly. I've got a mate who's got 3 Peugeot 309s and a GTI. Oh, they are super rare. Oh, Sean likes the yellow hat. Okay, so the yellow hat seems to be quite popular. Maybe I'll order like a half dozen or so of them. And oh, Bucharest guided tours. I was just literally saying goodbye and then going back to get more comments. Oh, Lee, I'll drop you a message with email, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. Oh, and more love for the Sinclair C5. Right, everybody, have a lovely evening. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and all that kind of thing. Hope you're all well. If you want to grab yourself a hat, I'll make sure the link and information is in the description below with the PayPal details. I do like these an awful lot. I'm wearing one all the time now. I won't be wearing my yellow one now. Hope everyone has a lovely weekend. P6s are safe and dry. I haven't done much work to them, but they're safe and dry. Michael, drop me an email. I think you've emailed me previously, haven't you? If you haven't emailed me previously, drop me an email at bodyintheboot. Once this is ended, I'll go and check everything's in the description below. Right. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to stop reading comments now. I'll read them afterwards. And see you all later. Take care, everyone. And thank you, everyone who super chatted. Really do appreciate that. That's definitely going to make a big difference to the convertible when I find out what's wrong with it next week. Stay safe, everyone. See you later.